Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name Mohamad asyraf bin Osman. Matric number 1202328. Today, I would like to explain about interest. Alright, compound interest. We move to the compound interest formula. For an original principle of P, the formula is S equal P bracket 1 plus R equal uh, bracket N. Okay, gives the compound amount S at the of n interest period at the periodic rate of R. The compound amount is also called the accumulate amount, and the difference between the compound amount and the original principle S minus P is called the compound interest. Recall that an interest rate is usually called as an annual rate called the nominal rate or the annual percentage rate APR. The periodic rate or rate per interest period is obtained by dividing the nominal rate by the number of interest period per year. For example, let us compute the compound amount when 1000 USD is invest for life year at the nominal rate of 8% compound quarterly. The rate per period is 0.08 divided 4, and the number of interest periods is 5 multiplied 4. From equation 1, we have followed the formula that I show just now. S equal P. P is 1000 USD. So we put 1000 and bracket 1 plus 0.08 divide 4 and bracket 5 and multiply 4. So when we calculate the formula, we can get the last answer is 1485.95 USD. Alright, for next example, suppose that 500 USD amount to 588.38 USD in a savings account after 3 years. If interest was compound semi-annually, find the nominal rate of interest compound semi-annually that was earned by the money. Okay, from the statement, how to find the nominal rate of interest? So let I show that solution. Let R be the semi-annual rate. There are 2 multiply 3 equals 6. So 6 is interest period. Okay, from equation 1, now we know the S, amount for S and amount for P. So S equal S is 588.38. P 500. So when we have the amount, so we just calculate to find the R. From 500, we move to the right. So we change the from multiply to divide. So 588.38 divide 500. So we calculate all, and the final answer we can get R equal 0.0275. So the semi-annual rate was 2.75%. So the nominal rate was 5.5% compound semi-annually. So I think that's all from me. Hopefully my presentation is clear. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. My name is Mohamad Hizaire bin Mohammad Faszli. Matrix number is 1202357. Inshallah, today I would like to present all of you about my topic. The title is present value. So, in this topic, inshallah, we will learn about the present value, and this topic also the present value have divides into the 5 calculation that we should understand and try to apply, right? So the first calculations for present value that we should understand is present value. Second is single payment trust funds. uh, Third is equation of value. Fourth, component value. And lastly is net present. So we go one by one for the calculation, inshallah. So the first calculation that we must understand is present value, right? So the meaning of present value is the principal P that must be invested at periodic rates of R for an interest period, so that the compound amount is given by P equal S bracket 1 plus R bracket the power of negative n. So based on uh, the meaning have show for us the hints how to we solve the questions based on the formula above, right? P equal S bracket 1 positive plus R bracket the power of negative n. So we go through to the examples, right? Find the present value of 1000 due after 3 years if the interest rates in 6% compound annually. So based on the question, uh, first we must find the hint for S, for rates and the power of negative n. So we underline first that's when in the questions 1000 is the compound amounts, right? Compound amount, and we represent as a S, right? So the value of S we get 1000, right? So we must find the value of R, right? The value of R is 6%. So how to get the 6%? We must 6% we must uh divide into the 1 years, because the compound interest is annually is equal to 1 year. So you get the 1.06 after you plus the 1. So we go through to the find the value of negative n's. So the n is interest periods, right? Interest period. So in the questions, the interest period is 3 years. How to get the value of negative n is the 3 years we must multiply the 1. Why 1? 1 year. Why? Because the compound interest is annually, and you get the value of the power of negative n is 36. So we simplify this. Simplify that p equal 1000 brackets 1.06 the power of negative 36. So the value of present value that we get is 764.55. Okay. The second calculation for topic present value is single payment trust funds. So in this calculation, we also use the same formula is P equal S bracket 1 plus R multiply with bracket with negative ends, right? Uh, so we go through to the example. A trust fund for a child education is being set up by a single payment, so that at the end of 15 years there will be 50,000. If the fund earn interest at the rate of 7% compound annually, how much money should be paid into the fund? So first, we must find the hints of the formula given is S, negative power of n's, negative power of negative n's, and rate. So we underline first that 50,000 we represent as because it's a compound value, right? So the 15 years we underline as a uh, interest periods, right? So the rate for this year is 7%, and the next hint is compound similarly, right? So we try to make a solutions like this. We recognize that S is 50,000, R is 1.07, should divide into 2 because its compound interest is semiannually, right? So after you get the answer 0.035, and you should plus 1 and you get 1.035. So the power of negative n's to get the value, the the interest year, the interest periods, right? 15 years, you should multiply the 2. Why? Because the compound interest is semiannually, right? Semiannually equal to, and you get the negative 30. So we can simplify that p equal 15,000 bracket 1.035, the power of negative 30, and you will get 17,813 and 92 present value, right? For single payment funds should be paid into the funds. So alright, we go through to the other next calculation. Okay, in this part is equation of value. This calculation we should make equation form to find the missing value or value of x, right? Value of x. So we go to the examples, right? Before we do the solutions, first we must find a hints for s, for rates, and the interest periods as represent as negative n, right? So the final payment at the end of 5 years will be x. So to find the value of x, we should compute the equations form for present value. So the solution is we should recognize for s, for r, and negative n's. So firstly is s equals 500, right? 500. R is equal 1.06. Why? Because 6% you should divide into 1. Why? Because the compound interest is annually interest equal is 1. So after you get 0.06 divide into 1, and you get 0.06, and plus the 1, and you get 1.06. So the value of R is 1.06. So the power of negative n is 5 year, right? 5 year, because um 500 500 is the value for 5 years, right? So 5 years, which should multiply with 1 for compound annually is uh equal is 1, so you get 5. So the second and third is the same way, which one which one to find the value. So we can simplify that for equation. Value of x is 500 bracket 1.06 the power of 5 should plus 1015 brackets 1.06 the power of 2 plus x and equal 3000 uh, bracket 1.06 the power of negative 1. So to find the value of x we should bring in the front. So x equal 3000 bracket 1.06 negative the power negative 1 minus 500 the bracket of 1.06 the power of 5 and minus 1015 1500 the bracket 1.06 the power of 2 and we get the answer for value of x is 475 and 66 60x for present value in this year. Okay, for the next part for calculation for present value is the comparing investment. So in this part, we should compare for present value and other value amounts, or we call it a future value. Okay, we go through to the example questions. So, in the question, we have given that the present value is um, 6,300. So, we should compare the value of present value and the future value. So, in this part, we use the same formula to find the present value is P equal S bracket 1 plus R negative power n. So, to find the future value is the same formula but the difference is uh, negative of n, right? So we go through to the solutions. So first we make we find the hint from the questions that s is a 5000 represent as a compound amount, right? So to find the ratio is rates 6%. We should divide into two because two is uh, equal as semiannually, right? So you get after you plus which one you get 1.03. So the power of n is 5 years multiply with 2 because 2 is semiannually, right? So you will give the negative 10. From the solution we make before this we can simplify in the equations of component investment is P equal 5000 multiply is 1.03 the power of 10. Why is not negative? Because we want to find the future value, right? So after we simplify the equation, we get the 6,719 and 55 for the future value, so that we can compare that with that compare with other value before this. The investment letters have the highest amount, right? The present value before this is 600 6,300 and the future value is 6,719 and 55 50x, and it is show for us the comparing investment that we should pay. So we go through the other calculations. Okay, the last part for calculation for present value is net present value. So in this part, usually question have given for us a table table for 2 years, 3 years, for 2 years, 3 years, and others, right? So in this part, the formula for net present value is, if net present value greater than zero, the investment is profitable. If net present value less than zero, the investment is not profitable. So to find the net present value, we always use the same formula to find the present value. It is the P equal S bracket 1 plus R bracket negative power of N, right? First at first, we should find hints and recognize for the terms of the formula one by one. Right? For example, I do the solutions is uh, based on the table of year cash flow is the compound amounts represent as S is 10,000, R 1.07, why how I get the value is 0.07. You should divide which one. Why one? Because one is annually, compound annually for compound interest, right? So the power of negative ends, the answer is 2 years. Sorry, uh, 2, because 2 years you should multiply with once, right? So the after the follow the terms, you can follow the formula lah, right? So we can compute that. Computes 10,000, you should multiply 1.07, the power of negative 2, plus 8,000, uh, multiply 1.07, negative of 3, and plus 3,000, multiply 1.07, negative power of 5, and minus 20,000, and you will get the negative 405 457 31. So this answer, this is an investment not profitable, no profitable, because the value of net present value is less than zero. So if you want to invest and get the profitables, you should 20,000 you should minus with 457 31, and you get the answer is 90,542 and 69. For you invest and you get the profitable. Okay, I think that's all from me for my topics is present value. So we continue to other topic which other present. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Mohamad Yunus bin Supardi, and my matrix number is 1202295. I will present on the topic of future value. Future value is the value of a current asset at a future date based on an assumed rate of growth. It means future value is what a sum of money invested today will become over time at a rate of interest. The type of future value are: number one, future value using simple annual interest; number two, future value using compounded annual interest; number three, future value of a lump sum; and number four, future value of an annuity. Number one is future value using simple annual interest. It is used if an investment earns a simple interest. The formula is future value FV is equal to I multiplied by 1 plus R multiplied by T, where I is investment amount, R is interest rate, and T is number of years. For example, assume that $1,000 investment is held for 5 years in a savings account with 10% simple interest paid annually. So we can calculate the FV because all of the information is given in this case. So FV is 1000 multiplied by 1 plus 0.10 multiplied by 5. And then we can get 1000 multiplied by 1 plus 0.5. After that, we can get 1000 multiplied by 1.5. And the final answer is $1,500. Number 2 is future value using compounded annual interest. It is used if the rate is applied to each period's cumulative account balance. The formula is future value FV is equal to I multiplied by 1 plus R to the power of T, where I is investment amount, R is interest rate, and T is number of years. For example, assume that the first year of investment earned is 10% times $1,000, which is equal to $100 as interest. However, in the following year, the total account will increase by $100, which is $1,100 instead of $1,000. So, to calculate compounded interest, a 10% interest rate is applied to the full balance for second year interest income of 10% times $1,100, which is $110. Therefore, the FV of same $1,000 invested for 5 years in a savings account with a 10% compounding interest rate is FV is equal to 1000 multiplied by 1 plus 0.10 to the power of 5. After that, we can get 1000 multiplied by 1.1 to the power of 5. And then we can get 1000 multiplied by 1.606 sorry 61051, and the final answer is we can get $1,610.51. Number 3 is purchase value of a lump sum. Purchase value of a lump sum is the value of a single deposit like a bank CD over time. The formula is purchase value FV is equal to PV multiplied by 1 plus R to the power of N, where PV is deposit or present value, R is rate of interest over a period of time such as a year, and N the number of time periods such as the number of years. For example, Odette put $100 in the bank for 5 years at 5% interest. So we can calculate the purchase value by FV is equal to 100 multiplied by 1 plus 0.05 to the power of 5. After that, we can get 100 multiplied by 1.276. And the final answer that we can get is $127.6. The last one, number 4, is purchase value of an annuity. It is the value of a series of payments. The formula is purchase value FV is equal to PMT multiplied by 1 plus R to the power of N minus 1 per R, where PMT is payment or contribution, R is rate of interest over a period of time such as a year, and N is the number of time periods such as the number of years. For example, if Ahmad contributes $2,400 every year to a retirement account, that is $200 every month, and have a 7% annual rate of return, what is the account will be worth in 30 years? So the solution is FV is equal to 2,400 multiplied by 1 plus 0.07 to the power of 30 minus 1 per 0.07. And then we can get 2,400 multiplied by 1.07 to the power of 30 minus 1 per 0.07. After that, we can get 2,400 multiplied by 6.612 per 0.07. And the final answer that we can get is FV is equal to $226,697.
My name Abdul Rasyid bin Azmi, matrix number 1202292. I'm from KMA. Next, I would like to present about topic annuities. First of all, the definition is annuity is a series of usually equal payment made at usually equal interval of time, which annuities people can plan for the future by investing and saving with the annuity principle. Example of annuity is first, shop rental, insurance policy premium, regular deposit to saving account, and lastly, installment payment. Next, in annuity, there is many type of annuity. The annuity that I would like to present today is future value of ordinary annuity certain. The definition is sum of all the future value of the periodic payments, which mean for each interest rate, future value will measure how much a series of regular payment will be worth at some point in the future. The formula is given, which is S equal R multiplied by inside the bracket, which is 1 plus I power by n minus 1, and the upper part which will divided by the down part, which is I. There is also formula for interest, which is I equal S minus R multiplied by n. At the side there is some explanation for the alphabet, which is S equal future value of annuity at the end of an interest period, R equal periodic payment, I equal interest rate per interest period percent. The formula is I equal K divided by M. N equal term of investment, which is the formula is M multiplied by T. And lastly is I, which is interest amount. Example question for future value of annuity, which is may invest 300 ringgit every month and account that pay 4.75% interest compounded monthly. Find the amount in the account after 60 months. The solution, first of all, we need to find the information, which is R equal 300, K equal 4.75 divided by 100 equal 0.0475, M equal 12, T equal 60 divided by 12 equal 5, small I equal K divided by M, which is 0.0475 divided by 12, N equal M multiplied by T, which is 12 multiplied by 5, we get 60. Next, we put the information into the formula, which is 300 in the bracket 1 plus 0.0475 divided by 12 power of 60 minus 1 divided by 0.0475 per 12. And lastly, the answer that we get is RM 20,272.22 ringgit.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Mohamad Adib bin Sharif, metric number 1202311 from KMA. Today, I will present about topic amortization. Next, what is amortization? Amortization is the practice of spreading an intangible asset cost over that asset useful life. Intangible assets are not physical assets. Example of intangible assets that are expensed through amortization might include: first, patent and trademarks; second, franchise agreements; third, proprietary processes such as copyright; fourth, cost of issuing bond to raise capital; and last, organizational costs. Next, amortization formula. Formula P equal RP per N 1 minus 1 plus R per N in bracket power of negative NT. I equal NPT minus P uppercase. P uppercase for principal loan amount, R for rate of interest, and for monthly payment in a year, T for time in term of loan, I for interest, P lowercase for monthly payment or EMI amount. Example of amortization formula. Situation: a couple make a down payment of $10,000 down on the purchase of new home. The bank finances a mortgage of $400,000 at 6.5% over a term of 30 years. The loan requires monthly payment due on the first of every month. Determine approximate monthly payment in addition to total interest paid off the life of the loan. Solution: P equal $400,000, R equal 6.5% or 0.065, and equal 12 because of monthly payment is 12 payment per year. T equals 30 because of term of loan is 30 years. Compute monthly payment using the formula P equal RP per N 1 minus 1 plus R per N in bracket power of negative NT. The last total is P equal $2,528.27. Next, total interest compute using formula I equal NPT minus P. The last total is I equal $510,177.20. Next, significance and use of amortization formula. There are many uses of amortization. They are as follows. It helps lender as well as the borrower for systematic repayment. Second, there are very fewer chances of error. Third, the borrower can check its principal amount outstanding at any point in time. Last but not least, it creates transparency between borrower and the lender. That's all from me. Thank you.
My name is Mohammad Faqhrul, matrix number 1202349. Definition: effective interest rate is the true interest rate that a company or an individual earns or pay over a given period of time as a result of compounding. Nominal versus effective interest rate. Nominal interest rate was rate quoted based on the annual period. Effective interest rate, actual interest earned or paid in a year, some other time period. That was formula for effective rate of interest. Effective rate of interest equal 1 plus R divided by M, M exponent minus 1. R for nominal interest of rate, effective rate of interest, M for number of interest of period per year. Example and solution. 18% compounded monthly. 18% was nominal interest rate. For we need to find the effective interest rate. Effective interest rate equal 1 plus 0.18 divided by 12, 12 exponent uh, minus 1. So the answer was 19.56%. So that's mean 1.5% per month for 12 months and 19.56% compounded per year.